All right, and in anticipation of the upcoming Titan's return line, we're gonna have another Powermaster, Optimus Prime. I am doing the Transformers Generation 1 Autobot Powermaster Optimus Prime with the Apex armor. Now this is not a vintage toy, it is a reissue. It is actually a reissue of a reissue. So it is the reissued Commemorative Series 2. So Commemorative Series 2 was the reissue, and then they reissued it again. For those of you who miss it like me, I missed out on this one. I actually got a good price for this one. The box is a little bit banged up, but that's fine. The box is sturdy enough, it's wonderful. You get to see all that G1 goodness, G1 inspired art there. Comes with a nice instruction sheet that's more than satisfactory, and it comes with some decals or stickers, which I have not applied because I'd like to keep the figure pristine. You know what, for future generations, maybe my kids might want to sell this one. I'd like to keep it as close to mint as possible. Stickers are stickers, you know. And yeah, so here we go. If you recall in my haul video, I had a vintage G1 Generation 1 Powermaster Optimus Prime. I had it back when I was 13 years old, and it was one of the most wonderful Optimus Prime figures I had. But it didn't come with the Apex trailer. It did come with Haikyuu and this guy, and if I recall correctly, it did not have die-cast parts. This was plastic, if memory serves me right. The version I had, at least when I was 13 years old. And I think the gray was a little bit lighter, the red was a little bit lighter. If I recall, this was the Takara version. The Carvin had die-cast. I'm not sure, you know, don't quote me on that. But if memory serves me right, I think it was the Takara version that had the die-cast cab and the Apex armor. The Hasbro version had all plastic and did not have the Apex armor. Now, so you can imagine how ecstatic I am to actually have this one. This is the Combiner Wars Optimus Prime, as you can see in the scale. It's long. The whole completed vehicle mode is quite long. And obviously you can do whatever you want with the accessories that came with it. Let me just move the tripod a little bit closer so I don't knock it down and we don't have another incident. So the head, the Powermaster Commander head is there. The gun, and this is Haikyuu. No die-cast parts for Haikyuu. The only die-cast I can see is really the front part of this guy right here. Then there's this gun, which launches a missile. So it has 2 missiles. That's great. We put all the accessories away. Haikyuu. Here is the Powermaster. I think we'll have him again as a Titan Master in the new Titan's Return, and it has the same one. Some chrome bits here. Articulation is still the same as the G1 toy, so that's nice. The Apex armor has some wings. Yep. And there you go. If you don't want the Apex armor, you can, as part of the trailer, you can remove it, and you have the original Powermaster Optimus Prime in trailer mode, which is cool. Now, if you want a smaller trailer, you can put that there, and then the Apex armor does form a nice little small trailer for the Optimus Prime, the small Optimus Prime robot. Okay. So let's deal with this one first. If I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure the one I had when I was a kid, which I already sold, which I can't show you now, did not have die-cast parts. At least is the one I got. So to transform him, when I was a kid, I made a mistake. I didn't read the instructions. I was trying to transform. I couldn't figure it out. What the hell is wrong? You had to. That's why it's called the Powermaster. The ability to transform lies in these Nebulon friends, and you have to insert the Powermaster figure right there in the chest cavity, and that loosens up a tab right there, that white tab. I actually broke this piece, this blue piece, because I forced it without putting in Haikyuu, which you know, sucks for the vintage toy. Yeah, and here you gotta put some decals there on the fake chest. Kind of reminds me of that Happy Meal Transformers animated Optimus Prime, the way this guy transforms, and I think that's how they got it. So that's the, let's see, that's the Optimus Prime, the small Optimus Prime robot. And he can obviously hold the other weapons. You want him to hold these weapons, which is pretty cool. And again, Haikyuu can ride one of these if you want him to. That's that. Very nice. Optimus Prime. The Apex armor actually does transform into a robot. Reviews all over the place. It is a robot in itself, which is nice. Very Japanese. Much like Shider or Bioman or Maskman. It does transform. I like that whole aspect where the shows before Mighty Morphin Power Rangers came about, Japan shows that the vehicles do transform into robots, and then they combine to a bigger robot, which I thought was pretty interesting. Okay, so you get all the pieces. I'm sure they look nicer when you have stickers on them. That, and then you attach these wings right here. And the back part of the armor slots there. Okay, and this is the front part of the chest. Oh, sorry. Before you do that, go ahead and pop the head up. Okay. You need to do this so that you can attach the arms properly. Okay. And there you go. There you go. That's the other Optimus Prime robot, which you can put the cannon right here, shoulder cannon right there, and then he can obviously hold the other weapons as you see fit. Okay, that's that. Okay. Now, the main feature, really, getting ready. Just preparing the cheat sheet. The main feature, we're going to dismantle this guy because he also turns into the armor for the Powermaster Optimus Prime. So, let me just fold him up so it's easier. Okay. Now, the original toy had this smaller Optimus Prime combining with this trail to form the bigger Optimus Prime, which is what most of the movie figures like the Ultimate Dark of the Moon Optimus Prime was trying to go for, like the small robot converting into a bigger robot with a trailer. This was the original Optimus Prime that did that feature. So what you want to do is lift up this flap because there's a tab right there, so you can fold this one down. Before we combine, I'm going to show you the battle station mode that this toy has, which is a nice add-on. If you had mini bots, it was a really nice feature, but to me it wasn't the main feature. I love this toy mainly for the combined Optimus Prime mode, and to do that, that's the battle mode, and you can put all the other accessories here and there, and then they would house the mini bots. Mini bots like Wind Charger, Bumblebee, and all that G1 robots. You can hold them all here. That's nice. You can put the guns everywhere, anywhere you like. So that's that. Interesting. But onto the robot mode, the large robot mode. And open the fists. And I thought this was cool. Really, really cool. So. Old Optimus. Instead of, it's really just like how you transform into truck mode, but you folded up the feet like this so you could slide him in. Now that was cool when I was a kid. Oh man, Optimus Prime into his super mode, and then you had to get the head, pop it right there, and there you go. There is Optimus Prime in his power mode. You could put the guns obviously. anywhere you want. You can put these things here. Yeah. Okay. Just as a size comparison, if you've forgotten how tall this guy is, here he is with MP10, and he's actually much taller than MP10. I was actually surprised. When I was a kid, I remembered him to be much smaller, but wow, a lot of nostalgia with this one. We'll keep him here on the side because we are going to armor him up. You can add the feet of the other Optimus Prime right here. Just add it like that. Very Japanese. I love this. I love this whole gimmick of superizing your already big robot. Let me see if we can split his legs up like that. No, let's keep him in a standing position. Okay. And then we can put this one right here. Like that. Excuse me. Come on now. Okay. This one, actually, you can slide it on like that. So he's already beefed up. And then his hands, you can attach this to make his hands bigger, make them more proportional. Like that. The shoulder cannon can be mounted right here. And then the guns can be held over here. Or, you know what, the instructions say you put the guns here onto the wings because you can actually attach the wings. Attach these wings. Oh, okay. Here. There. So you can have the wings. Now the cannons. There. Where's the other guy? You can have him hold these guns. It's really up to you. I mean, I think he looks better with these guns, holding these guns, because these are just massive guns. And I do like it on him. But the instructions say he has to hold these guns. So that's fine too. And there you go. There is Optimus Prime superized next to MP10. And the missile obviously can go into the chest cannon or the shoulder cannon. Wait, let me just see if I can back it up for you, just to see how massive it is. So, being a G1 toy as it is, and a lot of nostalgia, I'm a little bit biased on it because I used to have this toy and I really loved it. I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10. I'm sure a lot of you new to Transformers are gonna say, that thing was a cool Optimus Prime? Come on, compared to this guy, this thing has got to be like a 7 or a 6. But back then, you know what? This thing was like the bomb. I mean, if you had the Powermaster Optimus Prime, man, you were like, everybody knew you in the block, and you know everybody wanted to have it. And yeah, it was G1 Optimus Prime and then this one. So anyway, I had a lot of fun, and I'm just so happy to have it again. Back when I was a kid, I was 13 years old when I had it. Man, I'm so glad to have it right now. So there you go, folks. Hope you've enjoyed this little video review. This has been the Transformers Generation 1 Powermaster Optimus Prime Commemorative Series 2 reissue. Thanks for watching.